Hey everyone, it's Angela with Mystic Moon, bringing you guys an interactive tarot reading. So this particular reading is going to be based upon a conversation that you're having with someone from their higher self, so a higher self perspective. Why would you be choosing to have this conversation? Because you're probably not speaking to this person. So this could be a family member that you've had a falling out with, a friend, a lover, someone that you have once felt connected to. So we're just going to be tapping into the higher self. So this reading is meant to be very healing for you. It's not to obsess over this person or to keep anybody stuck or give them false hope. It really is for healing purposes. So try to take it that way, you guys, okay? The two decks that we're using here, one of them is my Twin Flame Journey Messages, which is available for purchase in my Etsy shop, and it's actually $10 off this deck this week. So if you guys are interested in purchasing that, definitely do so by the end of the week because it's for a limited time and, of course, while supplies last. So this deck is very exciting because this is brand new. You guys have never seen it before. So it is available in my Etsy shop. It is called Connections of the Modern World Tarot. So of course I have my daughter's name here, Kayla Reed Creations. Reason why is because technically she did create this deck, but we did co-create it in the sense where I was giving her input on the words. And so there was like a collaborative energy there with some of the concepts around each card. But I mean, she just kicked ass with this deck. It looks so beautiful, you guys. So if you guys are interested in like a very modern, colorful deck, you guys are going to love it. So anyways, everything will be listed down below as far as the links to do this. And then today's Organite is called the Guardian Angel Rose, created by Michelle from Wing and Bell. So why is this tarot card reading interactive? Okay, so this is the way that it's going to work. I'm going to shuffle these oracle cards, okay? And if you guys have a tarot deck on your own, this would be great. But you guys can still watch this reading and take the messages as they resonate for you. You don't have to even interact. You can just watch the reading as it is. But if you have your own tarot deck, especially if you're familiar with tarot, what you're going to do on your end is you're going to assign, just like you guys are going to see me do, a tarot card to match up with that oracle card, and then we're going to flip it over and we're going to find the specific messages, okay? So you guys will see what I'm talking about in just a second. So we're going to go ahead with in mind whatever person you guys are thinking of right now. What is the higher self message that's coming to you? And then I'm going to select a tarot card to go with this, okay? So let's shuffle this up and see the first message that we need to know for the viewers, people that are choosing to tune into this video. Okay, well, we will be together again, all right? So this particular card to me, this is about a reconciliation. So I'm going to choose temperance for this because temperance means divine timing. It means that, something is being reconciled between those two cups. The energy is being tempered back and forth. And so maybe once there is balance restored in a connection, you and someone may come together again. So, again, this isn't to create a false hope situation, but maybe not all is lost with a friend or a lover or a family member. Maybe you guys will be able to get on the same page again. So I feel like that's a really beautiful message right out the gate. So what we're going to do now is we're going to find the temperance card in this tarot deck. And so the cards, the one card in front of it and after it will be a specific message that's going to involve you and someone maybe coming back together again. So let's go ahead and shuffle it a few times, and we're going to find that temperance card. Okay, so here we go, you guys. So this could be a little lengthy, so we're looking for the temperance card. Look at how beautiful those cards are, you guys. They are so colorful and amazing. All right, temperance, where are you? Let's see. And so, of course, you guys can assign your own, right? Your own meaning, or you guys can look for temperance in your own deck and get the cards in front of it and after it for your own special message. So do you see how it can really be used in a variety of different ways? Ooh, so it looks like this temperance is really deep in the deck somewhere. So even if it's the last card, it just means we're only going to get one message connected to that. Here it is, temperance. So we have the card in front of it and the card behind it. All right, so we put our deck aside. We have the Queen of Swords, you guys, and we also have the Three of Pentacles. Wow, that's very cool. So This right here, this Queen of Swords, the key words, we have somebody who is constructive, somebody who is using mind over matter, and also setting healthy boundaries. All right. And then the Three of Pentacles is, of course, an alliance, like-minded people, team effort. So I like this because this means to me, you guys, that you and this person, whoever you're tapping into for this reading, you guys will eventually be able to be on the same page again. And the Queen of Swords might mean that you have had to exercise your healthy boundaries. You've had to exercise speaking your truth, maybe putting your foot down with this person, whatever is going on here. And so because of that, this is going to only strengthen the bond that the two of you share later on. Maybe this person needed to be taught how to treat you. Maybe somebody needed to respect your boundaries. And maybe you needed to also respect yourself so someone else would respect you. So to me, this is very necessary. It's very healing. I love that we even have a clock in this Three of Pentacles, because this again tells me here that in time, you and this person will be able to have at least a conversation, or you will be able to speak your needs to this person, maybe even get closure on a situation, or just say what you need to say. So this, to me, is an opportunity for healing, most definitely. I love that first message for you guys out there. So I hope that resonated with someone. So let's go ahead and continue. Let's keep going. Let's get some more oracle cards here. What else do we need to know? I need more time to figure things out. Okay, so this is somebody who needs some space. Maybe somebody needs some time, some healing. That could, of course, be you, or it could be your person. I'm going to assign the Four of Swords to this one, because the Four of Swords means that we are withdrawing. We're kind of going within. That could be a hermit energy as well, but I'm just definitely seeing that somebody just needs some time and space and needs some downtime. That's Four of Swords to me. So whatever you guys want to choose on your end, or if you want to go for the Four of Swords too, go ahead and shuffle your decks, and then we're going to turn it over and find the cards on either side of that card. So Four of Swords is what we're looking for. Let's see. We have the Four of Cups. We're looking for the Four of Swords. There it is, Four of Swords. Okay, so we've got the Ace of Wands, ooh, and the Four of Wands on either side of it. All right, so we have two fours, which is kind of cool. So the fours are about our foundation, right? The fours are, to me, an opportunity for us to feel balanced, to feel structured, to feel like we're solid, okay? And then we have the Ace of Wands. So I'm going to go ahead and read the keywords here. So we have inspiration, passion, and creation. And then we also have here roots, social gatherings, and community. So this is telling me here, someone needs time to rest, they need to withdraw, and they need a space for sanctuary. Yes. So that, of course, is this card for sure. I need time to figure things out. I feel like your person is going to come to some sort of conclusion, or maybe you will. There will be an opportunity to start again. You guys will be able to come together in a like-minded way and socially gather, okay? Once you guys feel more solid on your own. So I definitely feel like it's kind of coinciding with the first card, which is a reconciliation after a timeout, a reconciliation after a separation, the ability to start fresh and start new with new ideas, new ways of thinking, new ways of being. There's going to be a fresh start that's going to offer some sort of growth. It's going to be a positive change. So this separation, I feel, is positive, and I feel this reconciliation will be very healing for the both of you. There will be an opportunity for you to socially gather with this person or come together in a communal way. That's what I'm seeing here. So this time out and this healing are absolutely necessary for all parties involved. It's beautiful. So when we're in that mindset, it doesn't have to be so painful. It doesn't have to be just that doom and gloom, all is lost. If we're hopeful that everything is happening for a reason, then we're more apt to take care of ourselves. We're more prone to want to spend our time doing things that make us happy instead of continuing to stay in a rut. So I think that's beautiful. All right, let's go ahead and continue. What else do we need to know? What else do we need to know about this situation? Look at this, you guys. This is really cool. Being apart is life-changing. it's life-changing for either your person, or it's also life-changing for the both of you. So again, this is just confirming that this separation is absolutely necessary for there to be a spark of change or growth in the future. It's almost like maybe you and someone else kind of just were stuck in a rut. You guys couldn't really grow any further. So something had to give, right? Something's got to give. There's got to be something in order to create a change or some sort of a shift in perception, or maybe even like an awakening for someone. So to me, this is very, very positive, this time and space. So I'm going to go with the Death card for this one, because this to me is a necessary ending, so there can be a rebirth in this stage. So the Death card is what I'm selecting for me on my end over here, okay? So you guys can pick whatever you want, but let's go ahead and see where's the Death card and what are the messages surrounding this death, okay? Let's see what we get here. There's the Death card. All right, there we go. Okay, so we've got the Five of Cups and the Five of Swords. Oh my God, I am really, I'm just really not surprised, but just loving how this is going, because 2 5s here on both sides. What are 5s, you guys? 5s are change. If we add the 2 5s together, that's 10. 10 is a completion of the cycle. 10 of something had to end in order for there to be a new beginning. So the 5 of Cups and the 5 of Swords are definitely very challenging. So that 5 of Cups is talking about grieving, negative emotions, and loss. The 5 of Swords can be a hustle, aggressive energy, or tension between two people. So I feel like maybe there was just a battle of the wills. Two people could not get on the same page. There could have been some sort of an unjust or an injustice type of situation where somebody was unfairly treated, or somebody said something to someone and it really hurt them. It caused a lot of negative emotions, a lot of grieving and sadness. But the 5 of Cups is always a reminder to us that, you know, focusing on what went wrong or focusing on the past too much is only going to hold us back. Now, that doesn't mean that we have to allow people to continue to treat us like crap. It doesn't mean that you just need to like forget about that. Not at all. You definitely have to grieve it. You definitely have to embrace those emotions, embrace that grieving process, those negative feelings that come up. They're coming up for a reason. You know, when we feel certain things, that's an indication that something is wrong. Now, sometimes these things, whether we put expectations on people or whether we just kind of allowed our emotions to run away with us, that's our responsibility. But when somebody's saying something to you or hurting you, or, you know, they're doing something that's creating major issues and traumas, people have to take responsibility on their end as well. And so I feel like this is a two-way street, you guys. Some of you guys might have some emotional trauma wounds, and somebody might just also have that as well, but maybe they're projecting, maybe they're saying something very cruel, or maybe they're just withdrawing and it's very unfair what's happened here. Because I see the 5 of Swords as just a very unfair situation. It feels like we can't win no matter what we do, and sometimes we do have to just accept defeat and walk away, you know, kind of save ourselves. So I feel that whatever was going on with this situation or this person, whatever you were doing, it wasn't working, and it wasn't actually helping you either. So there might have just needed to be a walking away, a just letting this go for the time being. And, you know, as we can see, there could still be some sort of hope here, but you're not focusing on that. You're focusing on, you know, doing you. You're focusing on your own ideas, okay, with that Ace of Wands. You're focusing on your own stability. You're focusing on connecting with other people. Your focus isn't solely on this person, because whenever we fully give our power over to someone else and they're the only reason that we're living or doing anything, we're really doing ourselves a disservice. So you definitely don't want to end up in this battle again, where you're relying on this individual to be your everything. You're relying on this individual. If they would just come back, then everything would be okay. It won't. It might feel good for a moment, but it's not going to take away any of the issues or any of the traumas that you have. It's your responsibility on your own to work this out within yourself. Just like it's this person's responsibility to fix their behavior that might sabotage happiness or just is very straight up cruel. It's not your job to fix this person or to change this person or to heal this person. Everybody comes into this life with their own issues and they must work it out individually. So there might have been this parting of the ways between the two of you because you guys would only experience this, it says, positive change if this ending happened. Okay. So we have to purge our need to save. We have to purge our need to plug into someone else for all of our happiness and all of our meaning for living in existence. We need to let others take accountability for their crap, just like we need to take accountability as to how we ended up in situations. It's not about placing blame, but it is about just taking responsibility and figuring out what we can do as individuals to help heal ourselves, right? And when we're in that mindset, that being a part can be very empowering and life-changing for people. Continuing to co-sign other people's crap or to continue to enable people to act like jerks, that doesn't help anyone, okay? Doesn't help anyone to love them harder, even though they're telling you, I want nothing to do with you. That is very disempowering. That is soul killing, okay? That is going to only cause more negative emotions in you and grief. So it is knowing when enough is enough. It is knowing when to walk away. It is knowing when, we can love people, but we can't love them to death. We can't love them to the detriment of our own well-being. At some point, we've got to love ourselves enough to say enough is enough. I'm going to go my way, you go your own way. That's probably the best thing that we can possibly do for each other, right? And if it's meant to be that you and this person are supposed to reconcile at some point, which we see that there's this possibility here, then just be very calm in that energy. Try not to wait on pins and needles for that to happen. Try not to dedicate all your time and energy to thinking about this person or obsessing about this person. Really just try to make yourself the focus and just see how things start to lift for you. See how things start to change in your life. You might even find after a period of time that you don't even think about this person anymore. Maybe the significance of this person or this connection or whatever you thought it was, it might not even be that important later on. Sometimes we're so scared to change that we just hang on so tightly because we just don't know how else to be. So be willing to let it all go and see what happens. Choose to invest in yourself and see the life changes that will bring. And it also helps to create change, like that space for other people to change too. Right? Because when we're enabling people and we keep making it easy for them or we keep letting them use excuses, we're not allowing them that growth or that room to change and grow to become better people. So sometimes the healthiest thing that you can do for someone, the most loving thing that you can do for someone is to say goodbye. So I just feel like there's that energy in this reading here today. So if you guys have been very sad about a separation or falling out with someone, just know that whatever's taking place right now is absolutely necessary for the healing and the growth for all involved. I think that's a beautiful message. All right, let's go ahead and get another. You feel like home to me. That's beautiful. So I kind of feel like this is going to be that energy of, let's see here, the energy of, I'm going to say hermit. And the only reason I'm going to say that is because the hermit is that safe space within, right? You feel like home to me. So it's like that hermit crab home, Cancerian energy. Even though the hermit is not Cancer, it's Virgo, but it's that hermit crab shell to me. You feel like home to me. You feel very safe to me. So this could either be your energy or your person's energy where you guys kind of feel that connection with one another. It's a comfortable, safe space, right? And sometimes that can be a good thing, but sometimes that can also be a negative thing because if we feel safe, then we may not want to leave. We may not want to change. We may not want to grow, right? We might also feel safe hurting other people because they let us. So I feel like this is kind of confirming that you and this person, whoever this is, are connected in some sort of way, like it's a soul connection, some part of soul family contract or something like that. So you guys are supposed to feel that familiarity with one another, but it is for you guys to ultimately heal and grow and change within yourselves, right? So let's go ahead and take a look for that. Take a look at that Hermit energy here and see what we need to know. What is the Hermit energy? Hermit. Hermit, where are you? There he is. All right, there we go. Or her. Okay. So what we have, you guys, is the Ten of Swords. Another indication of a painful ending, but a necessary ending, a death. And then we have the Knight of Swords. So this right here, to me, you feel like home to me. That feels good, right? But sometimes what feels comfortable isn't always the best, or it's not always going to facilitate growth. It's kind of like a child wanting to stay home, never wanting to go off into the world to find themselves, to grow up, right? So that home that is built throughout those years, that sense of belonging, that sense of foundation and safety is necessary. But at some point, it is time to leave the nest, right? It's just nature. It's time to leave the nest. So I do feel like this Knight of Swords is the energy that it takes. It's that taking action, which is literally one of the key words there, unstoppable, impulsive. This is the energy that it's going to take to leave something behind. This says here, defeat, failure, brick wall. So as long as we keep trying to hold on to what feels safe or familiar, we're going to continue to hit a brick wall. Okay. So I just feel like this is confirming for us that it's absolutely necessary for sometimes people to go off on their own to find themselves. We need to find ourselves. So this says here, pull back, looking within, and solitude, independence here. So I feel like it's just reconfirming what we already know, is that you guys were drawn together for a reason. There was that familiar energy with each other. But when it became toxic, or when it was just no longer working, where you guys were hitting a brick wall, the thing that had to change was that we needed to step away from the situation. We needed to make that decision to go off into the world and find ourselves, or allow someone the space and time that they need in order to find themselves. Because that's the most loving thing that we can do, not only for ourselves, but other people, is to give people that time and space to find out who they are, to figure out what they need, to figure out, just who they are in this world. And the same goes for you guys. So we can only hold on and stay in that safe space for so long before we need to break out of that and end unhealthy cycles or unhealthy connections, if that's what it's become. So this is all tying beautifully together. So we're going to go ahead and grab just one more card. And I just feel like this is just a lot of healing messages for whoever's tapping in, just to kind of see that things are necessary. Everything has happened for a reason. There's no need to even be in a negative place at this point. Just really try to just hold space for yourself and allow yourself that time to grieve, but also allow yourself time to live as well, and allow the other person to do the same thing. All right, let's get the last card for this reading. I'm reminded of you constantly. So I feel like some people are afraid to let go. They're afraid to just change because they're also afraid that their person is going to forget all about them. And I'm seeing that they're not going to be able to forget about you, just like you're probably not going to be able to forget about them. Is it going to be an obsessive thing where, you're all they think about? Hopefully not, because that's hopefully not the case for you either. Hopefully you're not running around just constantly thinking about your person and obsessing about them and, just have them on your mind, because what a space to be in. You're not even able to experience anything new, or you're not even really truly in separation, because you actually are still having this energy of this person in your field. So that can disrupt everything for you, just like that would disrupt everything for them. So in a sense, I'm kind of feeling like we wouldn't want that. We wouldn't want this person to constantly be reminded of us, just like we don't want to constantly be reminded of this individual. We want to be able to have peace of mind. Maybe, we're not going to forget about them, but they're not going to be in the forefront of our mind. So it's almost like the less that you attach yourself to this individual or have them in your energy field, the better off that the both of you are. So don't wish that upon anyone. It's kind of like, don't even wish that upon yourself. When we shift our mind and we focus on things that are in front of us, we ground ourselves into our 3D reality. We do things that are going to improve our lives, improve our health, improve our financial situations, or we just do things that we really enjoy. Ace of Wands energy, focus on creative things, spending time with our family and friends. Then we're not having to focus on another person. We're focusing on ourselves. We're living in the present moment. I'm getting here that it's almost like spirit is reminding you of this person. If you're having a hard time forgetting about them, really, really try to focus on tangible things in front of you, getting physical in the world through physical activity, physical exercise, or just doing projects that are going to keep you busy until you're not really thinking about this person all the time. It's very healthy for you to not think about this person all the time. Whenever you're constantly thinking about someone, or, signs and synchronicities are constantly connecting to this person, that is, there's nothing really divine about that. There's nothing really healthy about that, because you're meant to come here and live your life too. So we have to know the difference between what our ego wants and what our mind might be doing versus what our higher self is trying to tell us, which is focus on you, take care of you. So I almost feel like this is a message from your higher self to the viewer, okay? It's a higher self message to you, the viewer. That if you feel like you can't get this person off your mind, you have to start taking steps. So to me, I'm going to assign the Eight of Swords to this one, you guys, because the Eight of Swords might be somebody who's very much stuck in a loop. They're going over and over again in the same loop, and they're not really able to break out of a pattern. And I'm getting here for a lot of you that you guys wish to maybe not think about this person so much. Maybe some of you guys feel obsessed. Maybe some of you guys are constantly checking up on this person's social media to figure out what's going on with them. And I'm getting here that really isn't serving you. So your higher self is saying, take care of you, focus on you, okay? If you and this person are meant to come back together, or if you're meant to, reconcile, this is something that will happen. And you focusing on it constantly, or thinking about this constantly, it's not going to change anything. All that will do is just change the way that you feel peace every single day. And so if this is now disrupting your life and your peace, that's not a good thing for you. So your higher self is saying it's time to break out of that pattern. It's time to focus on you for a change. It's time for you to empower yourself and live your life and be happy and enjoy things. That's what spirit wants for you. They don't want obsession. They don't want you to just constantly be reminded of this person. So if you're getting synchronicities and signs and you're seeing their name everywhere, everything that you see reminds you of this person, that's not spirit, you guys. That's not high divine energy. That is something else. So you also have to be discerning on the energies that are surrounding you. Not all things that come to us in the form of signs or things that we get are divine. They're just not. Some of them are just lower vibrational energies and spirits looking to wreak havoc. So you want to make sure that you are grounded, because the more grounded that you are, the less that these energies or these spirits, if you will, are going to have control over your mind or to manipulate you in such ways. Okay? So let's go ahead and go and look for that Eight of Swords energy and see what the message is. Eight of Swords. Here is Eight of Swords. There we go. We have the Page of Wands. This is beautiful with the Ten of Wands. Wow. So we've had two tens in this reading, 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. And then we had the 5 of Swords and the 5 of Cups, 10. So again, the tens in this reading means that something is over for now. and a cycle needs to be completed. We need to drop the burden. This just confirms for me that it is a burden to think about someone 24/7. It is a burden to constantly have somebody on your mind or in your energy field. It's a burden to constantly be reminded of someone where you've had a falling out with them or there's been a pain associated to that person. And it doesn't mean we're running away from it. And it doesn't mean that, we can't feel that pain, but to obsess on it, to attach yourself in such a way to where you can't move on, where it's the loop over and over and over again. That's not peace. That's not peace. There's nothing positive about that. So if you were overwhelmed and burdened, okay? So this is like you feel obligated. This is also another message that I want to bring through. If you guys have been taught, I don't know where it's come from, maybe a belief in a community, that if you forget about this person or unplug from this person, then somehow you're going to lose out. Really think about that. Think about that concept. Think about concepts that are telling you, or beliefs or whatever, or messages that are telling you, no, stay plugged in. Constantly check up on this person. Don't forget about them. Through signs and names and numbers and things that you're seeing. Don't forget about this person. But yet continuing to stay connected to them brings you pain and misery. Really ask yourself, what kind of divine energy would be telling you that? It's not. It's false. So that is why it is important to sometimes come down from the clouds, come down from, flying around in that 5D way. Maybe some of that isn't actually as high vibrational as you think. Okay? Some people could be getting stuck or even trapped in fantasy thinking. So don't be afraid to unplug. Don't be afraid to focus on something else. Because if you're afraid that if you let go that you're going to lose this person, that's something else. That is something else entirely. That is something toxic. All right? When you choose to focus on you and when you choose to take care of you and empower yourself and you love yourself and respect yourself, if someone is telling you that that's wrong, that you shouldn't do that, again, you got to question that message. Okay? You got to question that message, because if you feel trapped and you feel burdened and you feel stuck and you're constantly been on this loop with this situation or this person for a long time and there's no growth and there's no change, it is time to break out of that negative pattern. It is. The Page of Wands is exploring. The Page of Wands is feeling alive. This says somebody who is extroverted. So you're coming out of that shell. You're fearless. You're eager to learn new things. You're eager to live. You're eager to feel good in your life. You're eager to want to create joy. You're eager to want to succeed and to do all these things that maybe you haven't been able to do because you've been plugged into a specific... Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. I should have turned this off. That's my friend Michelle from Wing and Bell, the creator of this rose. Anyways, so, the message really is, if this is not what you're inspired, if you don't feel inspired and if you don't feel good and if you don't feel alive and you feel like death, why on earth would Spirit constantly remind you and bring you signs and synchronicities to not let go of this person? We really have to question that. We really, really have to be logical with our thinking at that point to say, why would Spirit want me to stay trapped? Why would Spirit continuously tell me not to let go of someone that is not right for me at this time, or who has said they don't want anything to do with me, or that they need space and time, or somebody that has addictions, or somebody that's married, or somebody that basically is unavailable for you? Why would Spirit want you to continuously hang on or plug into that energy? They wouldn't. So it is time for you to emerge. It is time for you to continue to open yourself up as a student. The Page of Wands is a student. The Page of Wands is a childlike energy, somebody that's willing to put on a fresh set of goggles and look at a situation in a fresh new way instead of a stuck, fixed way. I'm getting here, the old ways are not working. The old way, the old belief systems, the old ways of doing things, it hasn't worked this whole time. Might be time to break out of that paradigm. It might be time to shift your focus onto yourself and see how that feels for a change. If you and somebody else are meant to be and meant to come back together, we've already seen in the beginning of this reading, it simply will happen. But allow yourself and this person time to breathe, time to grow, to heal, to experience life. That is truly unconditional love right there. Unconditional love is not hanging on. Unconditional love is not dedicating your entire life, purpose, and mission to a particular person or a connection. At least that's just my opinion. True living and divine love and presence is being present for yourself. That way you can be present for others who might need your help. But if you're not present for yourself, how can you even truly be there or even love anyone else? So I feel like this is a great reminder, you guys, for us to really just put ourselves back onto the drawing board and say, how am I going to go about my journey differently? How am I going to go about things differently? Because what I've been doing maybe hasn't been working, or it just doesn't feel good to me anymore. Now it's time for me to do a rebirth. There's like another awakening here. You had your original spiritual awakening. Maybe this is a second awakening that you're kind of waking up from the awakening. Maybe it was some sort of just a different type of awakening. But as we're constantly evolving, we're constantly opening ourselves up to new concepts and new ideas. And I'm just getting here that's that last card for a reason. We're meant to evolve here. We're meant to grow. We're meant to let go of anything that's not working. So anyways, you guys, these messages were obviously just for those of you that it resonated for and that were maybe ready to hear certain things. This was a very beautiful reading, actually, very healing in my opinion. That, nothing is impossible, but rather than focusing on that, last bit of just energy in the situation and holding on to it for dear life, don't be afraid to open yourself up to new ways of living and new ways of just evolving and doing things for yourself. It's very empowering. It's very beautiful. It's very positive. It's very high vibe for everyone. Everyone wins when you are in this energy of the Page of Wands. Everybody wins. Nobody wins when we're here. Nobody wins when we're in that 5 of Cups, 5 of Swords, 10 of Swords, 10 of Wands energy. No one wins in that energy. The only way that we're winning is when we are unafraid, we are fearless, and we are moving forward in our lives. That's when everyone wins, okay? So anyways, I hope that was helpful to some of you guys out there. Thank you so much for watching. And if you guys are interested in any of these decks, like I said, I will put the information down below. All right, you guys, thanks for watching. Take care. Bye-bye.